Moikka! Have you ever tried whimsical art journaling? Of course, whimsical art journaling can mean a lot of things, but here is one example. Let's start with the base. I am using these makeup sponges. Let's take one and let's round these corners. I am trying to make this as round as possible. Of course, there are also those round makeup sponges, but this was a cheap one, so I think this will do also. Okay, now you can choose your colors, that what you want to use for this spread. We are making the base layer with acrylic paints, and I thought that I could use some lighter colors here and there, and then some darker also. And today we are using some turquoise and pink. And then for the darker one, I will make some kind of mixture, not basic black, just some kind of mixture of colors. And then I am adding some white to these colors. Yes, this is the color palette today, and let's see where this goes. Let's start. Now you have the open spread, and then just take some color with the makeup sponge. And I think we will start with the light colors. Let's start with the baby pink, and here and there just tap some color to the page. No stress, just tap, 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 tap. There. And then you can tap this onto a piece of paper in between colors. Then it won't get mixed to the next color so much. Light turquoise. And you can also take the excess paint away with the paper. I had the feeling that I would like to add something like this. Earthy tone. Listen to your gut, what the gut tells you. And then I am adding some white on top of this, so there comes that gradient effect. And you can always add some more, in this case pink on top. Just blend away with them colors. And remember to turn the sponge as you go, so there won't be only one way pattern. And if you want, you can always cut another sponge to the lighter colors. Now the base is done, and next layer will be all about the background decorations. So we will decorate the little areas here and there. You don't have to decorate everything on this spread, just here and there, whatever part you would like to decorate. For example, this over here is very beautiful, and I think it doesn't need any kind of patterns. But yes, now I will use some acrylic markers, and then I will be using a jelly roll. This is a very thin jelly marker. Yes, but let's start the decorating, and remember to have fun and don't stress about it. Just add some decorations, decorations and decorations. And then you can also use stencils on the background. And I am using white ink to do some patterns. Just here and there. Like so. And I will do this also over here. So the pattern goes nicely, like this line. Then I will add some text with this stencil. And I'm doing it to this dark part. And now I am adding some golden roses here and there. This is so much fun because you can do basically anything to this background. Whatever comes to mind, go for it. Lovely. Yes, I think I will continue with the jelly roll at this point, and I will draw some little flowers here. And now I had this thought that I could add some color to this flower with some colored pencils, so they would pop a bit better from the background. The whimsical background is ready. And now you can take a deep look at your art journal spread, and what do you see? For example, I see lots of little planets, and I could put some little houses and little trees, and for example. And then I am seeing here some kind of ground. Yes, perhaps I could do some kind of scenery on this side. And here I could put like a little pocket tuck spot in here. And maybe a quote or two. But yes, that is what I will do now. Of course, you can glue some ready-made pictures on it. But I thought that I could maybe color this with watercolors, and then I could cut some elements for the scenery. And again, this is copy paper, 160 grams. And then I had the idea that I could use these papers also for the spread. So not only watercolor paper. And now I am making the little tuck spot for the page. So it's about this size, A5. Then I will do some drawing. There, much better. And then let's cut. Like so, and then let's test. Yes, this is the perfect size. Some acrylic paint. Now this is dry, and let's test it. Yes, lovely. But I think I will put some dots in this. And this way it truly does come whimsical. Just some dots. And what an effect. Of course you can decorate this with different kind of patterns, whatever comes to mind. Or leave it as it is. Like so. I had this idea that I could make a little house, little whimsical house with these papers. I think it would be lovely. Yes, and you don't have to make a straight house necessarily. Let's make this a little bit wonky, which makes it somewhat whimsical. I have this watercolor paper and I will do some ornaments. Like so. Just a little detail to the house. Then let's make some little dots for the frames. Now our house is ready. And next I think I would like to have some flowers, maybe paper flowers here, some kind of, not too big, but this is really nice, this paper. So let's use this, and I think this darker color scheme is also nice. So let's make a couple of little flowers here, and then I will draw them approximately something like this. And then some inking. Then let's glue. Then let's glue the flowers. And I think I will put them in this order and there, and you don't have to glue the whole thing, so it pops up a bit. That looks nice. So there is room to breathe for the flower. And then I think we will make some stems. And they don't have to be straight because this is a whimsical spread. They are wonky flowers. Flowers are showing their muscles. There. What should we do next? Oh, yes. One of my favorite things to add to whimsical pictures are clouds, and they are hanging from a string. There. And then let's make the little strings that they are attached to. You can also add a character here if you like. Let's put in a Taika girl. I think it looks like her home. Yes. I think maybe this needs something. Maybe we could do a little heart here. This is so fun part, this decorating part. You can do anything you like, anything that you see or feel what your spread needs. And when you are looking at the picture, it sort of creates itself as you go, and you get these little ideas and you just know what the spread needs. Let's put a string on this also. I think we will do some golden bubbles to it. And next, this sort of screams for a quote. I think we will put black quote, and then I think this color is now nice for this one. This was so much fun, and this was only one example of the whimsical art journaling. There is so many ways to do this. So let's continue with our whimsical art journalings. This is just so much fun. And I want to wish you happy art journalings if you're going to do your own whimsical art journaling spread. Until next time, kiitos katsomisesta ja oikein mukavaa viikkoa kaikille!